Well, the things that I experienced with him were monster-like. That stuff almost destroyed my life.
That he has with others, and just because no one else has been charged, which normally in a RICO case you would have others charged, it was a statute that designed to get mob bosses, trying to get at criminal behavior that's like a web of criminal behavior that you can't necessarily prove, like the one thing or the statute of limitations expired on the other thing, but you're just showing this bad guy who's operating what's clearly an enterprise that over and over engages in criminal problems or criminal acts.
What if the biggest name in Hollywood just got caught in Diddy's dirtiest secret? A leaked recording that could end Will Smith's untouchable reign forever. We're not talking about tabloid whispers or baseless gossip. We're talking about a bombshell allegation so explosive it's sending shockwaves through every corner of the industry. Sources close to the investigation now claim that among the trove of footage seized from Diddy's infamous freak-off gatherings, those high-stakes, invitation-only events where power players allegedly crossed lines behind closed doors, there's a tape. And not just any tape. One that reportedly features a black A-list titan. A man whose name carries more weight than Diddy's ever did. A man insiders are heavily implying is none other than Will Smith.
In the moment, it just felt like, what? Like, is this fun for him? Is this a test?
The implications are staggering. For years, rumors about Smith's private life have swirled in the shadows, hints of an open marriage, whispers of a complicated friendship with actor Dwayne Martin, even unconfirmed claims from figures like brother Bilal, who publicly stated he walked in on Smith and Martin in a compromising position. But this isn't just another round of Hollywood chatter. This is a potential career-ending revelation tied to a federal investigation, where prosecutors are already combing through evidence of coercion, manipulation, and activities so dark they've landed Diddy in a prison cell. And now, according to legal sources speaking to outlets like TMZ, that same investigation may have stumbled upon something far bigger than anyone anticipated, a recording that doesn't just implicate Diddy, but drags one of the most beloved stars on the planet into the storm. Let's be clear, we're not dealing with anonymous forum posts or third-hand gossip. Attorney Ariel Mitchell, who has represented multiple accusers in cases against Diddy, confirmed to News Nation that she was approached by individuals in possession of not one, but 3 tapes from these gatherings.
Did Phil explain why he's speaking out now?
He said he's speaking out because he believes Diddy's a predator, he wants accountability, and he doesn't want someone like this to run unchecked in the future.
One of them, she suggested, features a celebrity so prominent that his identity would eclipse even Diddy's scandal. When pressed, she didn't flinch, a household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs. And then came the kicker. Mitchell revealed she was shown footage via FaceTime to avoid leaving a digital trail. But what she described was enough to send the entertainment world into a frenzy, a young male figure, age unclear, engaged in activities that, if made public, could unravel careers, marriages, and decades of carefully constructed images. The question isn't just who it is anymore. It's how deep this goes, who else might be on those tapes, and what happens when the federal government gets its hands on them. Meanwhile, Diddy's legal nightmare is only getting worse. Just last month, a male intimacy worker turned over his own recording of a freak-off session to prosecutors, detailing how he was flown from Atlanta to Miami in May 2023 for an encounter that was not only filmed but allegedly involved coercive tactics.
This is the flight where Diddy said to her, she testified that he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, if you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm gonna put this video out. I'm gonna send it to your mother.
And that's coercion.
She testified to that.
If the jury
believed her, that's coercion. They would have Cassie.
This isn't some isolated incident, it's part of a pattern. Raids on Diddy's LA and Miami homes uncovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, multiple devices containing footage, and evidence suggesting these gatherings were less about consent and more about control. And now, with Will Smith's name floating in the same breath as these allegations, the stakes have never been higher. Because if this tape exists, and if it's as damning as insiders claim, it doesn't just threaten Smith's legacy, it forces us to ask, how many other A-listers attended these parties? How many of them are sweating right now, wondering if their names are next? Will Smith, of course, isn't staying silent. In a move that's classic Smith, equal parts charm and defiance, he took the stage in San Diego last week and addressed the rumors head-on. Mid-concert, with the crowd roaring, he paused, smirked, and shut it all down. None of that is stupid. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody says that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. The audience erupted. The clip went viral.
Oh, wow.
And just like that, Will Smith did what he does best, turned scandal into a punchline, diffused tension with that signature grin, and left fans cheering instead of questioning. But here's the thing, this isn't just about a throwaway joke. This is about a man who has spent years battling rumors about his marriage, his friendships, and now, his alleged presence at events that federal agents are calling criminal. And no matter how smoothly he plays it off, the fact remains, if that tape surfaces, no amount of stagecraft can spin it away. Behind the scenes, the legal machinations are already in motion. Ariel Mitchell's client, the one who claims to have the footage, initially reached out seeking representation to either sell the tape or suppress it. A classic catch-and-cancel scenario that Hollywood has seen for decades. But this time, the feds are involved.
Has to be the defense, the consent, because look, sometimes you can argue that the activity never happened, right? You know, it wasn't me, defense. But this is not your typical assault case. There are a lot of people there, right? There are people that are arranging the workers. There are people that are setting up lights and cameras, booking hotel rooms. Obviously, Diddy has a large entourage.
And if prosecutors believe this recording ties into their broader case against Diddy, one that includes charges of racketeering, transportation for illicit activities, and a pattern of coercion, they won't let it disappear. They'll subpoena it. They'll analyze it. And if it implicates others, well, the dominoes will start falling fast. Remember, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, didn't mince words when asked who else might be on these tapes. If I'm looking at any black A-listers bigger than Diddy, there's only one name that comes to mind. He didn't say it. He didn't have to. And then there's the Dwayne Martin connection, the elephant in the room that refuses to go away. For years, rumors have persisted about Smith and Martin's relationship, dating back to their Fresh Prince days. Tisha Campbell, Martin's ex-wife, has never publicly addressed the claims, but insiders say the whispers have floated around the industry for decades. Brother Bilal's explosive interview, where he described walking in on Smith and Martin mid-act, should have been the end of it. Instead, it only fueled the fire. Now, with this new tape allegation, those old rumors aren't just resurfacing, they're being woven into a much darker narrative. A narrative where private gatherings weren't just private. A narrative where powerful men allegedly recorded each other's most vulnerable moments, not for memory, but for leverage.
We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
And if Smith is connected to even a fraction of this, the fallout wouldn't just be personal, it would be seismic. But here's where the story takes an even wilder turn. Because while Smith cracks jokes on stage and Diddy sits in a prison cell, the real power players in this saga aren't the celebrities. They're the lawyers, the fixers, and the federal agents quietly piecing together a case that could redefine Hollywood's underbelly. Mitchell's client isn't just sitting on a tape. They're sitting on a negotiation. And in a town where reputation is currency, the right piece of footage could be worth millions either to bury or to weaponize.
I'm not sure. I don't buy for a minute that he's going to prison without getting out of here somewhere and stashing $2 billion or whatever. I think he has that kind of power, meaning Sean himself. But remember, it goes a lot deeper.
Sources tell us the buyer market for this kind of material is already heating up, with legal teams on both sides scrambling to either secure it or discredit it before it ever sees the light of day. But here's the catch: if the feds get to it first, none of that matters. Because then it's not about money, it's about evidence. And if that evidence points to Will Smith or anyone else in his circle, the legal, personal, and professional consequences would be unprecedented. We also can't ignore the timing. Diddy's sentencing is still fresh, 50 months in federal prison, a $500,000 fine, and a reputation in ruins. His defense team is already appealing, but the damage is done. And now, with Smith's name tangled in the same web, the narrative shifts from one man's downfall to an industry-wide reckoning. Because if a tape like this exists, it's not just about what happened in one room on one night.
It's probably leaning towards guilt. Now, on the racketeering, I agree with you that the predicate acts may be found, but that's not all they need. There's an ultimate question. The first question on the jury verdict form is, do you find him guilty or not guilty of racketeering? Before you even get to the predicate acts, which you only get to if you find guilt, they could just be hung up on that question and say, this guy's not Tony Soprano. I am not convinced that I even want to find guilt.
It's about the culture that allowed it, the power dynamics that enabled it, and the sheer audacity of men who believed they were untouchable until they weren't. And then there's the question no one is asking yet: what does Jada know? For years, the Smiths have navigated a marriage that's been anything but conventional. From Jada's infamous entanglement with August Alsina to Will's onstage slap at the Oscars, their relationship has been a masterclass in public transparency and public damage control. But this isn't another tabloid headline. This is a federal investigation colliding with a scandal that could rewrite their entire family story. And if Will Smith is caught in the crosshairs, Jada's silence, or her reaction, could be the most revealing moment of all. As we dig deeper, one thing becomes painfully clear: this isn't just about a tape. It's about the illusion of control, the belief that money, fame, and influence can bury secrets forever. But in 2025, with federal agents combing through hard drives and whistleblowers lining up to talk, that illusion is shattering. And if Will Smith's name is on one of those recordings, the man who once ruled Hollywood may be facing a reckoning he never saw coming. The question isn't if this story gets bigger, it's how much bigger, and who else gets dragged down with it. Because scandals like this never stay contained. And if the past week has taught us anything, it's that the first tape is never the last. So as the legal battles escalate and the whisper networks grow louder, we have to ask, is this the moment the king falls? Or is it merely the beginning of a storm that will consume them all? Will Smith's performance in San Diego wasn't just deflection, it was a masterclass in damage control. The kind only a seasoned Hollywood veteran could pull off.
Oh, we're black. What do you say about the allegations? There's so many rumors. Anything you want to say? We suing.
But here's the thing about performances: the more polished they are, the more they make you wonder what's happening backstage. Insiders familiar with Smith's inner circle say his team has been in overdrive for weeks, not just managing fallout from the Diddy tape rumors, but actively working to suppress any connection between Smith and those infamous freak-off gatherings. And yet, the more they push back, the more questions pile up. Because if this were all baseless gossip, why the sudden urgency? Why the surprisingly casual public denial? Why address it at all unless the threat wasn't just real, but imminent? Then there's Dwayne Martin, the name that resurfaces like a bad penny every time these rumors ignite. Their friendship goes back to the Fresh Prince days, a bond so deep that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith once loaned Martin a staggering $1.4 million to save his mansion from foreclosure. That's not just friendship. That's a lifeline. And lifelines like that don't come without strings. Now, with brother Bilal's explosive claim that he walked in on Smith and Martin in a compromising position, that financial tie takes on a whole new meaning. Was that loan simply a generous favor? Or was it part of something deeper, a mutual protection pact in a town where secrets are currency?
So she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, at one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the phone.
Because let's not forget, Martin's divorce from Tisha Campbell was messy. And the rumors surrounding his private life never fully disappeared. If there is a tape out there, And if it involves both Smith and Martin, the domino effect would be catastrophic. Personal, financial, legal, and irreversibly public. What makes this even more unsettling is the pattern. Diddy's parties weren't just wild gatherings, they were allegedly recorded gatherings, where the line between consent and coercion blurred under the influence of power, substances, and the ever-present camera. Federal prosecutors have already seized footage from these events. And if Smith's name is tied to even one of them, the narrative shifts instantly from rumor to evidence.
He was responsible for Diddy's day-to-day life, so he is able to provide a lot of information about what that life was like. He goes into detail on extensive...
Legal experts tell us the feds don't just stumble upon tapes like this, they follow trails. And if Smith's team is scrambling, it's not because of a baseless rumor. It's because they understand exactly how these investigations unfold. One subpoena. One leaked file. One disgruntled former associate. And suddenly the carefully constructed image of Will Smith, the family man, the Oscar winner, the guy who slapped Chris Rock and somehow still walked away iconic, begins to crack. But here's where it gets more complicated. Will and Jada have spent years cultivating an image of radical transparency. From the entanglement confession to their public discussions about open marriage, they've framed their relationship as unconventional, but honest. Always on their terms. Yet the Diddy tape allegations don't fit that narrative. They don't suggest openness. They suggest leverage. And if Diddy's parties were, as some accusers claim, hubs for blackmail, then every A-lister who attended is sweating right now. And Will Smith? He's not just any A-lister. He's the man who spent decades positioning himself as Hollywood's moral compass.
Let's just be real for a second. There are a lot of lawyers who call this legal extortion, and that this is the way the legal system works, which is you threaten somebody with reputational harm, and in this case, it's interesting that Jay-Z, who's very wealthy, said it would be financial ruin.
If that image shatters, the fallout won't just be personal, it'll be legendary. And let's talk about the money. Diddy's legal troubles have already exposed a web of financial transactions tied to his parties, payments to participants, hush funds, and allegations that his business empire helped facilitate these gatherings. Now, with Smith's name entering the mix, the financial connections become impossible to ignore. That $1.4 million loan to Dwayne Martin starts to look less like generosity, and more like insurance. The same goes for whispers about Smith's financial ties to Diddy's circle. Because in Hollywood, money isn't just power, it's protection. And if Smith's team is suddenly lawyering up behind the scenes, it's not because they're worried about tabloid chatter.
Interestingly, we haven't seen the indictments yet. There's been some time lag. I suppose it will take some time to go through all the forensic, evidence.
It's because they're worried about subpoenas. And then there's the wild card no one is talking about enough, 50 Cent. While the rest of Hollywood holds its breath, waiting to see which A-lister gets pulled into the spotlight next, the rap mogul turned media provocateur has been quietly assembling what insiders describe as a documentary bombshell. Officially greenlit by Netflix earlier this year, the project was initially framed as an exposé on Diddy's downfall, a deep dive into allegations of coercion, the freak-off parties, and the federal case that finally brought the bad boy founder to his knees. But according to 3 sources close to the production, the scope has expanded dramatically in recent weeks.
You know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept.
Word is, 50's team isn't just digging into Diddy's past, they're tracing the money, the connections, and most importantly, the tapes. And if the rumors are true, that investigation now includes a very specific focus on Will Smith's alleged ties to the scene. Because if there's one thing 50 Cent has never shied away from, it's burning bridges for the sake of a story. And this time, the story might just torch an empire. What makes this documentary different from the usual celebrity hit pieces is the timing and the firepower behind it. 50 Cent didn't just wake up one day and decide to take on Diddy. This feud has been simmering for nearly 2 decades, ever since 50 dropped his 2006 diss track accusing Diddy of involvement in Biggie's death. But the real turning point came in 2024, when federal agents raided Diddy's homes and 50 jumped on social media with the now iconic line, "Now it's not Diddy do it, it's Diddy done." That wasn't just trash talk. It was a warning shot. And now, with Diddy behind bars and Hollywood's elite scrambling to distance themselves from his legacy, 50's documentary isn't just a tell-all.
Same thing for Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the interesting thing about the Epstein and the theory about Epstein is we know he filmed people, for sure, on that island. He has a lot of movies, a lot of films of people that are very, very powerful political figures. And entertainers, business people. So, do you really believe that Jeffrey Epstein himself? And of course not. Of course not. Yeah.
It's a reckoning. Sources say the production team has been reaching out to former Diddy associates, party attendees, and even low-level staffers who worked his events, offering anonymity in exchange for the truth. And if Smith's name comes up in those conversations, especially in connection to the rumored tapes, this documentary could become the most explosive media drop since leaving Neverland. Because unlike tabloid gossip, this story has the weight of a federal investigation behind it. And 50 Cent isn't known for pulling punches. But here's the twist that should have Smith's team losing sleep. 50 Cent isn't just targeting Diddy, he's targeting the system. The same system that allegedly protected men like Diddy for years. The same system that allowed freak-off parties to flourish in the shadows. The same system that is now scrambling to contain the fallout. And if Will Smith is part of that system, whether as a participant, a bystander, or someone who simply looked the other way, this documentary won't just expose him. It will expose the entire culture of complicity that made all of it possible. Industry veterans say 50's team is especially interested in the financial trails, payments, loans, favors exchanged between powerful men. That $1.4 million lifeline Smith extended to Dwayne Martin? Exactly the kind of transaction that raises documentary eyebrows. And if 50 connects those dots on screen, it won't just be Smith's reputation at risk. It will be Hollywood's unspoken rulebook laid bare. Because in a town where loyalty is currency, 50 Cent just cashed in his chips, and he's betting big on chaos. So where does that leave us? With more questions than answers, and a growing sense that this story is nowhere near over. Because if scandals like this have taught us anything, it's that the first leak is never the last. And if Will Smith ends up in the crosshairs, his legacy won't be the only thing on the line. It will be the entire illusion of Hollywood's invincibility, the belief that some stars are simply too big to fall. But history has shown, time and time again, no one is. And that leads to the question everyone is afraid to ask. If this tape drops, who else goes down with it? Because in a town where everyone knows everyone, and where secrets are the only real currency, one leak could be the match that burns the entire house down. So as the legal battles intensify and the whispers roar louder, we have to wonder. Is Will Smith just the first domino, or is he the one holding up the entire wall? Now we want to hear from you. Do you think this tape exists? And if it does, who else might be on it? Drop your theories in the comments below, because in Hollywood, the truth is always stranger than fiction. And remember, if you're not already subscribed, hit that button and turn on notifications. Because when this story blows wide open, and trust us, you'll want to be the first to know. Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep your eyes on the stars. Because they're definitely watching us.